Today on Eat Like a Local, awesome day. We're at Emancipation Park. Right across the street is Ratt Market, Eldorado Ballroom. We're gonna go talk to a good friend of mine, Chris Williams. We need to have the conversation about what he's doing. He's building his community between Lucille's 1913, late August, Ratt Market, Eldorado Ballroom. Let's go do this. He's a good man. We're sitting here looking out with beautiful skyscape. We've got downtown Emancipation Park right here. Chris Williams, the man, the myth, the legend. You're building something that needs to be talked about, and what you're doing for the community is pretty impressive. You started with Lucille's, and then 1913.
Yep.
Then here.
Yep, then here.
And now?
Now late August.
Late August. How'd you get into cooking?
This is all I've ever done. First job was over at Chili's as a server, and then I fell in love with the chaos of our industry, and it's just been, I've been on it ever since. The romantic side of it is, you know, my grandmother on my father's side partially raised me. And so I have all these memories of just standing in her kitchen and just breaking down beans and cabbage and collard greens and just talking over this, you know, as we build this lovely meal together. So I've always had a passion for it. It's one of those things where, like, my passion turned into a sustainable career path.
And so you decided to go off to Europe.
And again, that wasn't the plan. Yeah. My plan was to go visit a friend for 3 weeks, and I had no idea about the currency exchange rate. I get to London, and I was broke within a week. And then I need to start working, so I found a restaurant. I knew that I could cook anywhere. And so I started working in London and around King's Bridge, and then in Crystal Palace. And then I ended up taking over a pub in Luton and working my way from London to Lithuania. Just all over for 4 years.
As one does, London to Lithuania.
Yeah. Yeah.
That seems to be the proper career path.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like just, what I loved about that experience and not knowing what I was going to get was just the simplicity of the approach to food out there. It wasn't pretentious. These people were Michelin-starred restaurants, and it's the simplest thing that you'd ever see. Kitchens the size of this patio that we're sitting on right now with a 4-man operation, but everything is from scratch. The potatoes still have the mud on them. The garlic still has the dirt on them. Like, you are literally breaking everything down straight from the earth.
I mean, it's a good form of cooking, right?
Yeah. Like, you have to respect every single ingredient.
Well, I thought it was always good to take cooks to the farm.
Yeah.
Right? Because then they can see. I was like, okay, now let's harvest some carrots. And, you know, then you get like 12 carrots in. Like,
yeah.
And it's like,
yeah.
That's why you don't just throw carrots away.
Right.
Every vegetable seems like it has its place, and every animal has a life. Right?
Yeah.
And so how we deal with those things when it comes to our doors is...
Yeah, it's a huge disconnect right now for us, you know what I mean? And that's why that farming thing is so important, and you know what I mean? And that's what we're striving for now with the nonprofit, is to really get vertically integrated to where we can say that we're truly hyper-local, to where we're growing our stuff inside city limits.
Talk to me about Lucille.
Great-grandmommy?
Yeah.
A true force, a chef, a pioneer, an educator, a community activist. She came up with the nation's first instant hot roll mix back at the turn of the century. She was just everything. And
so we're talking pre-1920s.
Yeah, that's when she really got started. Lucille's, the restaurant now, is driven by 2 of her original recipes, which are our best sellers now, which is like just a real testament to her brilliance as a cook. And that's the chili biscuits and the hot roll. This is a familial story. It's great-grandmommy's legacy. She's from the South. Let's experiment with what Southern cooking is, and let's pay homage to everything that she did. So it made my job a lot easier, because I'm picking up, you know, not starting my own fire, I'm picking up somebody else's torch. 2020
rolls around.
That was our 8th year.
The first 2 months were great.
It's amazing. The world is actively changing. The beginning of March, and then we all know what happened. I made a commitment to our staff that we would keep 100% of the team, and then ultimately that turned into us feeding first responders in our backyard at the Med Center. And we were going after graveyard shift workers because nobody ever really considers them. Yeah, we started cooking for them, and I'm talking about we're doing like meals. We're doing braised short rib with, you know, hand-cut vegetables and smoked potatoes, and we're delivering it up over to the hospitals at 11 o'clock at night. And that turned into us, me specifically getting addicted to doing this kind of work, like taking, and it's actually the exact same thing that inspired my great-grandmother. She used her mastery to serve the community. And I felt that we were in the exact same position. And so we started targeting our elders in these food deserts around Houston. And we started in Sunnyside. We started feeding them. It was 127 people a day. I would cook them the food from scratch, load it up in my truck, and go deliver it to them every day. They started to tell other people about the good news, and within 2 months, we were doing 450 people a day.
Also with critique, I'm sure.
With plenty of critique. But that was the most beautiful thing about it, because like I knew these people. I didn't know them personally, but I know them. I know their palates because they're just like my family that's from Sunnyside. And so I'm bringing meals that speak to their palates and their histories and their wants and needs and likes, while still focusing on nutrition and not using the whole box of salt to flavor it up. And because of that salt, that's when they'd be like, you know, hey baby, chef, I love my chef, but I'm gonna need my chef to add some salt to them greens. And so it turned into like those little beautiful relationships and encounters that you couldn't just walk away from when there was no funding. And so we just started, Lucille was paying for all of this. And we took our profits that came in through the front door, put them right out in the back door, and delivered to these people in our community. And we did that for over 2.5 years to the tune of just over 1 million meals.
It's amazing.
That we sent, and we had a lot of support.
And becoming an actual 501c3 really helped that out too. And with Lucille's 1913, you're feeding people just in general, but then you have farms out south of here. You now are employing a community to feed a community.
Right.
Right. And you say a word a lot. You say dignity.
The best way of showing dignity is show people themselves in what you're offering, and to give them access to doing it themselves. So we try, that's like a through line through everything that we do, through the stuff that we showcase here in the ballroom, to the stuff that we showcase in the art gallery, and to the work that we do out in the farms.
Let's talk about Eldorado Ballroom, which I think is honestly one of the coolest stories in this city.
Yeah, and it's one of the coolest spaces in the city.
I mean,
so
it's beautiful.
Project Row Houses owns the building, and this building was built in 1939 by Anna Dupree, who is an African-American philanthropist from Galveston. Her vision was to create like the Savoy, the Cotton Club for Houston. Yeah. And so she did that. And so what you're seeing here, with the exception of the bar, but the floors, the window treatments, the entryway, the steps, all this is the original stuff from 1939. We found this bar and we brought it back to life exactly as it was, with the neon treatment, the tufted leather, the glass, the mirror finish, all that. But this space used to be like, it used to house all the masters. James Brown used to play here, Ella Fitzgerald, Duke Ellington, B.B. King, everybody. This is a part of the Green Book. Like, this is American history that's been revitalized.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It sounds so good in here.
Yeah, like you're speaking into the walls that the masters spoke into. But we want to get the same level of talent on that stage that was here back in the day. And then it's also meant to be a community anchor to where other nonprofits and different groups can utilize the space for their functions.
Once people know about this place, it will be booked all the time. Because it's awesome. So beautiful, it's so storied, and it's such a piece of, like you said, American history. Yeah. But it's bigger than that.
It is, it is. And so what our mission is, and what we're actually doing with it, is I said that we wanted this to be a cultural celebration center. So like 3rd Ward, where we're at, is a historic arts community for the city and for Texas, really, especially with African Americans. And if you think about all these artists that we know that come from Houston, they all claim 3rd Ward. They're not all from 3rd Ward, but they claim it, including Beyonce. They claim it because it's that important. Amazing musicians come from here. Joe Sample, Chris Dave, Robert Glasper, all these people from 3rd Ward, right? So this stage And that sound is meant to support and be that anchor for the community that cultivated this talent to have access to them. Same thing with the Hogan Brown Art Gallery that we have beneath us. All these amazing artists, Rick Lowe, Floyd Newsom, John Biggers, Robert Hodge, Franco Lee, all these people come from this neighborhood or immediately adjacent to it. So we wanted to have an art gallery that would be a juxtaposition of the masters with the up and coming talent so that the neighborhood can have access to this kind of work. And then with the Dorado Market downstairs, another big part of Third Ward was food. There's always been a huge vegan movement that came from this community. It's always been a well-to-do, very educated community that was like the heartbeat and the cultural epicenter of Houston. We did want to let our offering here be informed by that history of the community. So we want to use farm fresh ingredients whenever possible, especially coming from our farm. And we want to make fun, transient sandwiches that utilize the ingredients that this community typically loves.
Yeah.
You know, so collard greens in a new kind of way, fried green tomatoes with a vegan batter, you know, vegan fried, you know, cheeses made from nuts, all this kind of stuff, just to pay respect to the old neighborhood and be considerate of where it's going.
Yeah, it's not all vegan though, right?
No, far from it.
Yeah. Well, let's just go check it out.
Okay.
Because I wanna sit down and maybe grab a snack with you.
Cool.
You good with that?
Yeah, let's go see it.
All right. So we're at Ratt Market. Easy to think about the food, but done with fun and interesting styles. Turkey sandwich, but then you look at a burger and it's got braised oxtails in it. The turkey sandwich is seasoned with Burberry spice, has potato chips on it, got that crunch factor. Shrimp, made with the shrimp boil dressing. I mean, it's playful food, but it's easy to think about, and it's delicious and it's super fresh. A lot of the products in here come from the community around us. Pretty cool to see, all right? Plus, I need a cup of coffee. They roast their own coffee. Think about that. It's just so good. Ratt Market. What's the thought process?
We're restaurant guys, so I had to have a restaurant component of it. Simple, approachable sandwiches that are fun and playful. But then I also wanted to use our shelf space as a conduit for entrepreneurs from the community. So everything on all the shelves are occupied by different vendors in the neighborhood and a little bit beyond for them to finally have a brick and mortar spot for them to move their product, try it out on the market. Obviously, we make the coffee, but we have handcrafted glassware over there, which is amazing. Champagne glasses.
Cool.
Yeah, and that's Lillian Alexander, who's also an attorney, who does that. Just a passion project, but it's beautiful. We have Kindred Stories. They feature cookbooks up over there. We have fresh-made sea moss gels and candles and shoe care, and we're getting apparel and
Sauces and hot sauces.
hot sauce, our pickles. We have the peach cobbler lady in here, who's probably our biggest seller.
You do box lunches? Like
Yeah.
people get to go over to the park.
Yeah, that's what the whole, that's a big part of the premise over here, is to try to drive traffic back to Emancipation Park. It's a beautiful park. It's right in the center of the city. And I think that it should be utilized more than it is. So over in this part where the wine is, we have it, what we call our little picnic at Emancipation nook. But we have picnic baskets. You can get a blanket, you can get a bottle of wine, you can get some cheese from Dairy Maids, you can grab a sandwich, you can go ahead and enjoy a day in the park. And like today is perfect.
It is.
Yeah.
Does that have potato chips on it?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the turkey sandwich?
Yeah. So this is our bear roasted turkey sandwich with a collard green pesto, tomatoes, red leaf lettuce, and cheddar cheese with a little bit of hand-cut chips.
Seeing a potato chip just sitting on a sandwich with me. Wait a minute.
Yeah. No, so we wanted to make it fun.
And then I saw this on the menu, the oxtail burger.
Yeah. What can we do that's more Southern influenced and interesting? So we collectively came up with the oxtail smash burger. We add a little bit of spicy tomato jam to it, some fresh arugula, provolone cheese.
So there's braised oxtail in here?
Yeah, so it's braised oxtail folded into the ground beef mix that we make in the house.
Oh, great. It's great.
Yeah, it's fun, simple, little burger.
Yeah, but it's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. This right here is, we wanted to get into cold sandwiches, so this is our shrimp boil sandwich. Again, taking things that are traditionally done in the South and just present them a new way. So we made a shrimp boil aioli out of Old Bay aioli. And then just fresh poached shrimp, chopped up with a little fresh lemon juice, and just let the ingredients speak for themselves. Gulf shrimp, toasted baguette, or po' boy bread.
Easy to wrap your head around.
Yeah, real simple, real fresh and light feeling. That's what we want to do, to have like a balance.
It's a potato chip. I mean, look at this thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you've got Lucille's 1913, Rado. Now you've got late August coming up. Mm-hmm. What's the concept behind late August?
Everything that we do as a company is always steeped in some kind of history. Lucille's my great-grandmother. Ratt Market, back in the day when people referred to the Eldorado Ballroom, they call it the Rado. They wouldn't say James Brown's going to be at the Eldorado Ballroom. They say Mr. Dynamite's going to be at the Rado, hence the Ratt Market. Yeah. Hogan Brown Gallery is my mother's maiden name and my father's mother's maiden name put together. And then late August, when I was researching the old Sears building, which was an architectural marvel for Houston, and Amazon before Amazon, the Sears Roebuck Company is just it's just a beast. I was trying to think about my own personal connection with it. And my favorite connection, which most people's connection with Sears, who's over 35, was a Christmas catalog. So I started trying to find out more about the catalog. Like, when did this thing come out? And I could not find anything outside of late August. And like I'm telling you, those words just jumped off the page. So that's the name. What does that mean as far as like what we offer? Late August essentially provides us a space to just let it be a playground. We have a great chef who I'm working with, Sergio Hidalgo. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna dive into our cultures. Me focusing more on West African, him focusing more on West Mexican. And we're gonna see what comes together out of it. So it's going to be playful, shareable dishes, elevating humble ingredients. So, and it's all in historically Third Ward.
Well, and the thing about almost everything that you're doing is the narrative.
I don't know why it's embedded in this, but it's deep. An investment in the community is an investment in you. So it just informs every single thing that we do. These are underrepresented, underserved neighborhoods typically, but the story, the culture, the people, like it's rich. Like, it's so much there. It needs opportunity to be served, served with dignity, and served themselves, if that makes sense. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it's not like I'm sitting up over here creating some new amazing hits. Like, this stuff's already been done. Like, we're just shining a light on what's already been done here. So having you come and see, walk through and experience and taste and get the story behind the what and the why, like, I really appreciate it. So I thank you for that.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Just amazing. What an experience. What an experience. I mean, they're open for breakfast. You should come get breakfast. Look at the options. Build your own scrambles, tostadas, potato tacos. Come on. But if you're here for lunch, definitely get that oxtail smash burger. So good. The jerk chicken sandwich, the spiced turkey melt. As far as dessert, the peach cobbler lady makes all the peach cobbler stuff. Little chocolate chip bundt cake. That's what I'm talking about. On our way to Lucille's. 3 minutes away. So we just sat with Chris Williams over at Ratt Market, walked through the Eldorado Ballroom. He's got late August coming up, but this is the flagship. We're gonna step into Lucille's, grab a couple of dishes. I'm excited about this. Catfish and grits, some chili biscuits, some hot rolls. Let's carve it up, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready. All right, so Lucille's, there's a couple of things you have to get, right? Chili biscuits, 100%. I mean, these are awesome, but the hot rolls, this is his grandmother, right? She created these. I mean, it's just delicious. You think about this, this is exactly how these hot rolls were made in the 30s. This is just a fold over roll that she was making. So all those frozen hot rolls that we see, it's this recipe. It's crazy when you think about that. Miss Lucille did it right. Oh man. And then these, great grandma Lucille's chili biscuit. I think this is the beauty of it. It's just a little hot roll, if you will. Same kind of principle as this, but then inside, literally stuffed with chili. They're so good. I could eat these by the dozen on a daily basis. Catfish and grits, fried catfish, grits, oxtail gravy. That's what you want. Delicious grits, crispy. That's delicious fried catfish. You know, he's got the chicken, he's got po' boys. The oxtail po' boy look delicious. Chicken boudin. Really good. I mean, it's just fried perfectly. I'm not traditionally a catfish lover. I like it. I love this. Super clean. There's a reason why this dish exists, and it's just called comfort. Everything you want. It's like that crust is perfect. Fish is perfect. Grits are perfect. Oxtail gravy. Come on. Still can't get over the hot roll. So good. I love this restaurant. What to order at Lucille's? Gotta get the chili biscuits, gotta get the hot rolls. Chicken boudin, a must. The fried chicken, also fantastic. The catfish and grits. Either go blackened or fried. That oxtail gravy will get you right though. So, we got Chris Williams. We had the conversation, all the things that he's doing, all the amazing things. Look at this place. It's just so beautiful at Eldorado Ballroom. Just amazing food, doing the work for the community, being a part of his community, helping build the community. Need more people like that in the world. Awesome. All right, I'll see y'all next. Bye. Strawberry lemonade does sound great. I was like, I'm sorry, but like, you know, stop following me.
You know we're gonna use it.
No. Hit us up on Instagram at EatLikeALocalTX. Tell us where you're eating.